we call the meeting to order, please? Okay, good evening everyone, thank you for coming. It's not a very long agenda tonight, but there's two items that I suspect people are going to want to talk about. So we do of course have to finish for 8 o'clock for the planning meeting, so what I'm going to do is make sure that I do guillotine the neighbourhood plan discussion at 7:30. So I'm sure that won't be a problem. We'll give everyone a chance to say a few words, but I think we might need to concentrate on what actions we need to take rather than trying to work out all the answers tonight, if that's okay with people. Okay, so to the agenda then. Firstly, apologies for absence. We've had apologies from...
I've had apologies from Councillor Fuller, Councillor S. Oakes and Councillor N. Oakes.
So, accept those apologies, thank you. Now to declare any declarations of interest, so the usual ones in terms of declaring any disposable pecuniary interests, other interests, requests for dispensation, gifts or hospitality accepted or offered.
Just in terms of neighbourhood plan, I've got my St Christopher's Drive residency.
Okay. No one else feels the need?
May I record I am a resident of Blackpool who was involved in the preparation of their neighbourhood plan?
Okay. Nothing new then. Okay, thank you. There is an opportunity for participation from interested parties or members of the public. I don't think there are any. We haven't had any considerations. So, right, so the first substantive item then really is the neighbourhood plan. So to receive an update from the neighbourhood plan working party and to consider what's on the agenda for the extraordinary town meeting on the 21st of November. So, who wants to kick off?
Well, shall I just very quickly run through a few things that Tony and I have done? Well, Tony's done this. I'm assuming you've got unless I'm going to put the wrong folder. Sorry. This is the plan. If we're discussing the 21st, I know have you all seen what Tony's brought up for that? Yeah. I believe that's a really good template for 21st. And it sort of goes through most of the things. It doesn't include what's happened in the local plan in this, but I think we've got to do a separate explanation for that anyway. Within regard to the local plan, we've also got to come to some conclusions about how the local plan is affected in our neighbourhood plan and what we can do to actually make sure that our neighbourhood plan is still relevant within the local plan. There are 2 or 3 things that we are talking about at the moment with Richard Palmer. He's coming to a meeting on the 14th, which we hope he will keep. I understand that there's 1 or 2 bits of pressure being put on him now, so that should help. And basically, the only thing we can do now is to try and get our neighbourhood plan up and running as quickly as we can, which Gerard already knows about that. We should still meet the date of December to get it to where we can actually put it out for public consultation. I think in regard to Richard Palmer, I think we all realise, and I'm not going to, I would like to swear but I won't, but he has been, quite frankly, not truthful to Arundel Town Council. He has not done what he promised he would do in previous meetings, and I think he's got to be brought to book. How we do that, we will have to discuss and sort out. We have a meeting on the 14th. I heard from a little bird today that one of the reasons he's only got 3 sites in Arundel, because it might actually stop him having to do SEAs for those 3 sites.
That was one of the things I was going to ask if anyone had picked up, because I did go looking for an SEA within the stuff that's on the...
Oh, I asked him for
There's nothing, is there?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
He's done none at all. I actually emailed him and said, can we have copies of the SEAs? Obviously, if we could get copies of those SEAs, we could actually transport them into our neighbourhood plan. But
which is more than a little ironic, since that was the main reason that our Section 14 consultation was deemed to be not compliant.
Because there's only 3 sites, It might be that the local plan doesn't have to do the SEAs.
Okay.
If there's more than 3 sites, then...
No, I think he's declaring in his document that he does have to do SEAs. The main question that we have is why does he not have to do them before consultation, when he was arguing that our consultation was not valid because we hadn't done the SEAs before consultation.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Plus the other document that I'd circulated in part to you all about the QDF analysis.
Well, yeah,
Site selection.
that's a really brilliant one, and I was going to bring that up, but I don't have to now, you've done it.
Well, it's only mentioned that there's a second part of the document that I'd only circulated to the working party, which is the pairwise consideration, but both of them sort of indicate that the 3 sites chosen are the most illogical sites. So, you know, we have a question to Richard to explain, you know, how he did his down selection, because we can't see any logical choice.
It's a very difficult and dangerous route, in my view, to go down. To turn around and say that those sites are illogical rather overlooks the fact that all 3 of those sites are included in our draft neighbourhood plan. Not to the same scale, but all 3 sites are included. And as I was very closely involved in the early stages of the plan process, which involved the whole issue of site selection, I can tell you that that process took literally months of analysis and involved also consultation with our then engaged planning expert, who we had engaged specifically for the purpose of guiding us about that stage of the process. To turn around and say they are the 3 sort of most illogical sites, does slightly fly in the face of the fact that we've incorporated them. I think that the point about the SEAs is an extremely good one, and I have circulated, and I hope everybody has seen it, a sort of series of potential questions that we could submit to ENC / Richard Palmer on the 14th, because to some extent answers to those questions would help us frame a response to the consultation. Although I don't want to decry all the effort that's gone into the further site analysis, I would worry if we started banging on about those sites being unsuitable. What they're unsuitable for is development of the scale proposed, not per se. Admittedly, when one looks at the sort of questions I've posed, there is one particular site where arguably there may be constraints about development, because we know that back in '86 Anglian Water said we can't develop this site because, I've yet to have seen anything that suggests that they were backtracked on that position, and I can't quite see how they can, because if it's based on the geology, it's very unlikely to have changed in the last 30 years.
Well, it hasn't.
And knowing that site pretty intimately, you know, there are problems with springs and with water flows and all sorts of issues around it. But of course our plan concentrated such development as there was going to be on that site to the front end of the site, which might have ameliorated to some extent some of the issues about the drainage and perhaps to some degree about the sewage plant and so on. Though it does of course fly in the face of the further issue that there is a restrictive covenant that on the face of it prevents or would enable certain people to prevent development on quite a large chunk of that site, and certainly that whole of the site that we have proposed would be covered by that covenant. And whether it's a relevant planning issue, I don't know, but it seems to me that it does actually bear on the issue of deliverability. But given the value of the site with 130 homes on it, I dare say a developer could afford to pay off the people who've got covenants by offering them a large sum to release them.
I think there are lots of arguments between the 2 plans, we know, but we have to develop a strategy for dealing with our plan, to get our plan put in place, and the public aware of what's going on around them, and we've got until the 21st, and we've got that meeting, to get the message out there that we've had another plan put up, which is basically destroying our plans against the wishes of the people, and we've got to get people interested on our side. That's what we should be doing tonight, is strategy, I think.
I think
Not
you did
detail.
right. I think you did right. Oh, come on, I totally agree with you. I mean, the nice thing about it is if you read through the local plan, and Tony especially, I read it as well, and I know that the local plans we've seen so far, there are so many mistakes in there that we can actually bring that up, not only on the 14th, which is when we see Richard Palmer, but also on the 21st. We can actually emphasise the fact that the local plan is really not suitable for what is actually published. It's not right. There's lots of things in there that should not be presented as a local plan. And there are several other areas that are wrong, not just Amble, but other areas as well.
Well, we have an opportunity on the 21st to get the town on our side. I don't think the town even knows about these problems at the moment. Some people will, but a lot of people will not understand it. It's up to us to make it clear what's going on. And we've got to do that before the 21st and get people to that meeting.
I totally agree. I think we should sort of be pushing the North Bridge. I know we are, because obviously that's really, really important as well. But we should be pushing the neighbourhood plan, and we should be telling people that ENC have basically, and I do apologise for you for this, but basically have sat on us from a large height and dropped a load of stuff all over us.
I think we should be getting people from ENC to explain themselves at that meeting.
Well, again, I think the problem we're going to have is actually getting people there to do that.
If they don't want to do it, then it leaves the field open to us.
I agree. I mean, I would slam the ENC as much as I possibly can, because what they've done is wrong. It is not right. We as a council, in the past, have worked hard to get this neighbourhood plan up and done and sorted. It's not been sorted because they changed the goalpost. We didn't, they did.
Well, we have to get that message across, and we have to get people in town writing to them or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, getting the board of trade association, everybody else, putting their oar in.
Well, obviously I've talked to people on the trade association. I haven't actually talked to everybody because I haven't had time. But I mean, people are aware of the situation on the trade association, or some people are, and others are joining us. But it is an uphill battle. I mean,
Well, it's not
really,
real
really
battle,
is.
I'm not
We need
criticising anybody. I'm just saying that we have to focus. That's an important meeting. We have to focus getting the message out there.
I agree.
Beforehand.
Yeah. But hopefully,
And we can do that. I don't know how we do that. We can do it with maybe a leaflet that goes out. As we've done before, we've had stalls on the marketplace before. We've been promoting the neighbourhood plan. Well, why can't we take it there beforehand?
I've no objections to getting any way we can the information out to the public. I think the Oracle, which is a really good Oracle this year with that front page, actually does really galvanise people. And I had several people come in and talk to me about it down on Eastwood Road. And in fact, I've even got emails tonight from people of their objections to the first neighbourhood plan, who now sort of see even worse things going on.
Do they know about the local plan?
They do know about the local plan. Yeah.
It's published, it's on the website, it's available to read.
Well, I know it's available.
I Phil wanted to make a
Most
point.
people don't read those things, do they? You know that?
Did you want to make a point?
I don't think you have yet, but you're likely to get an email from Sian Matthews with a view to her and Richard inviting whoever over to ENC to discuss the matter.
Mm-hmm.
Sian, who's the director, has got involved, and she's applying pressure to try and counteract the situation that may have been
I mean, just
developed by her staff.
yeah, just for everyone's benefit, you were all copied in, but on the letter I sent, district councillors haven't been, but obviously I'm happy to provide you with a copy. But all of our councillors have been copied in on the letter that I sent to ENC last week. If you've seen it, Phil, but basically it's It was a letter.
It pressured me to try and be involved in the district councillors meeting on Thursday, where we're going to go through it and make a joint approach,
Yeah.
which I'm going to give to Peter the suggestions that we feel when we've all agreed them.
Yeah.
But I've refused their attendance, hence Sean's getting involved. So the pressure's getting higher.
Yeah, so we wrote to the Chief Executive, copied Sean, to basically complain about the process, not about the local plan in
Yes.
itself, but the fact that we hadn't been
So
consulted.
if
on
you
the-
haven't got the email from her yet, you'll get that tomorrow,
Yeah, okay.
because I've got the phone call tonight.
So we've complained that the process hasn't involved any consultation with the council and has basically cut across policies that were in the Oundle draft neighbourhood plan and the Blackthorn neighbourhood plan about
There's a lot more to it than that. The SEAs were going to be done by Richard,
Yeah,
which he agreed to pay for. You remember you were at the meeting where he said that. He hasn't done that. The SEAs don't need to now be done on 3 sites, which I think they worked for, and that's why they picked 3 sites. And there are dozens of mistakes. There are 250 employees down at the marina,
yeah.
according to the plan.
Just on that, I've had a response from David Oliver to say that he will be responding to the letter.
Yes, he copied me. Yeah.
And also, did he copy you?
Yeah.
And also Sian, she also contacted me to say that she will be attending that meeting on the 14th.
Oh,
With Richard.
Okay. That's good.
So that, does that mean that with that meeting on the 14th will be instead of the meeting that Phil's just mentioned?
Yes, I think it probably will.
Yeah.
That's probably what
Because-
she's talking about.
The secretary, Sharon's secretary phoned me. She didn't know that Richard was coming across here.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So I said that he was, and if Sharon would like to come with him, then she'd be very welcome.
By the 14th, we will have a list of problems that the local plan has brought up, and we will present them both to Sean, she's coming, and Richard Palmer, because all we can do now is push and keep pushing and get to the conclusion that they can't do what they're doing. It's not democratic, and we really do need now support, not just from the council, but Malcolm's right, from the whole community. And the more people that complain to the ENC and write letters, etc., the better.
Just on one point, it seems to we're aware of what's been going on within council because it's been going on for months, and it's quite confusing. It's quite complicated. What we need to do, I think, or to make a decision on, is how to simplify it into some basic, easily put over facts that can be disseminated rapidly, quickly, as Councillor Glenn said, via Facebook, any which way we can, so that there's a message there and everyone understands it. The questions of how they understand it can happen at the town meeting, but we have to simplify now, and as you say, make a decision today, I think it's quite pertinent, to get something done so we can actually move this forward very quickly, but with a short, sharp message to the town.
I think the one thing we have to have, and I know that Councillor Stone has had it, is a new hard copy of the now updated local plan, because it came to you today, didn't it? We need to be able to go through that so we can pick out the points so that we can make these simple points to, not simple, but relevant points to the people of Oundle before the 21st, and then bring it up again on the 21st. But until we've got that, we can't really do that, because I think we really need to be informed in the right way. We can, as you know, on the local plan that we've already seen, the draft local plan, there are lots and lots of mistakes there. But we need to refine them so that when we get to that point, we know that we're on the right foot and not on the back foot. I think that's really, really important.
We need to know, a bit like sort of prosecution of a court case, you need to know the answers to the questions rather than before you pose them, so you know where it is.
Because we can go off cop down and just send things out there, but I think some of the things that might be in the first draft plan, and the second draft plan that we received may not be in the latest draft plan. And I think it's important we get that up-to-date thing before we go mad. But we need to get the people on our side.
I have got it today.
Bullet points.
Richard promised to give us hard copies for our meeting,
Yeah.
and then didn't do it.
Presumably this is the one that's on the website. Though. This is the one that's in the public domain. This is the one that's on the website. It's nothing.
It is on the website. I think the latest one we've got. I've only got it today because it was couriered around to the three of us for our meeting on Thursday. And when we have told you what we feel is wrong with the district plan or the Labour plan, whatever we choose, I'm seeing Peter on Tuesday to give him our suggestions. I suggest you then add what your difficulties are that you know of with the town to what we've already said, and then you'll have a fairly presentable document identifying what's wrong with the district plan.
Well, can we decide on how we're going to, once we've got that piece of paper with the bullet points on it, how we're going to get it around the town?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bearing in
Because
mind
that's
you've only got
important.
7 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the fastest way? Ian, is Facebook going to work that quickly?
Facebook will get
Oh, that's
what
pretty
other
quick.
people electronic notice boards.
Can we put it on the council website? I'm not sure if we can, because it might be deemed not appropriate.
I think as long as
No, put it on our
Yeah,
website.
if we came up with a really simple
So we
sheet,
can.
A4, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah. No, it's,
Which we can
I just
grant.
wanted, I
Then
just don't want.
we could also put it in places like
I mean,
shops and coffee shops. things like
the
that.
council needs to approve it. If it's going to be something that the council is putting out as opposed to an individual, we've got to make sure that we're all happy with it, or at least the majority of us are happy with it.
I'm just wondering if we could just put short, sharp kind of flashes up on the electronic notice boards. Read the website, more news or something, so that people, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, I think any and all are good, aren't they?
To kind of shock people
all of the
into
above.
doing it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to put everything on.
You couldn't put it
on the notice board, but
no,
you
you
can
couldn't,
put
you could
go
just put
to.
something
yeah.
very, World
Yeah,
War
sort of
II
bang our
starts
headlines
tomorrow
again.
kind of thing.
But I think the important thing is this, that we've got a couple of deadlines coming up, haven't we? And we need to do some preparatory work beforehand. So we've got this 14th meeting, assuming it happens, with the NC. So I think the Neighbour Plan Working Group, plus whoever else they wish to co-opt on to help, needs to do the preparation for that, make sure that we've got our ducks in a row for when we have that meeting. Given that it was me that wrote the letter to ENC, and I assume they're expecting to come and see me when they come and respond, and I think I should be at that meeting, so I'll happily work with Tony and Peter on that. Now, when is the 14th?
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday, it's a week
That's
tomorrow.
It's a week tomorrow, so we're not going to get together as a council before then. So, I mean, I suppose you're going to have to rely on us representing you at that meeting. So I guess we're looking for agreement for that. And then what we've also got to do is turn the outcome of that meeting into a presentation for the 21st. I think what Tony's done and what David have already done has both been excellent pieces of work that are good building blocks for us to do that preparation. And I think we can make sure that we copy you in on what we're doing in advance of the 14th. But I think you're going to have to allow the three of us plus whoever else wants to be involved to do the preparation to attend that meeting on the 14th. Yeah.
I think one thing we should do then is have a meeting on the 13th in the afternoon, because I will then have all the information from Philip.
Yeah.
So that we can then actually get it typed up and ready for 2:30 on the 14th.
So the way I see that happening is that we'll prepare something for the 14th and then check whether anything comes out of that affects it. So in effect, on the 14th we're talking about the neighbourhood plan as in house building, and I know there's a whole load of other issues in that document, but that's over there. Phil, I know we did get success on those. But as far as the neighbourhood plan houses go, we'll see if there's anything comes out materially that changes what we draft. So we've got a few days to draft it, make sure we agree on the 13th, and then
I have a hard copy of the district plan in the car, if you'd like to photocopy it.
Well, the only thing, Phil, is it significantly different from what they issued online?
I've no idea, because you've got to go through every
Yeah,
place.
so we'd never be able to check
Every
it.
line.
So let's use the document we've got.
Well,
Yeah, and then, you know, if you find anything materially different, let us know.
Could I,
the document that's online is
Could I-
on their consulting.
No, it's not.
They've educated to have.
can I have a comment?
Well, how can they do that? Does that mean they're going to relaunch the consultation?
Well, we know ENC are allowed to do that.
I also had an email from Alan Tresidern from Blackthorn just to say that obviously they've seen the local plan. They've got a series of questions that I will circulate to everybody that they're asking for answers before they can make any comment. And they're also meeting on the 15th of November as a parish council to discuss it.
Yeah, it's interesting as well. I did read the local plan, or some of the local plan that was today, and they seem to be including Ashton as part of Oundle in their words as well when they're talking about how Oundle's developed.
Oh, they're putting the Ashton old pub as a place of employment.
No, they've got it as a development
There's a
site.
place of unemployment, isn't there?
No, it's a place of employment.
They've got it as a development site, haven't they? They've got a development opportunity.
As a place of employment for
Yeah,
development.
yeah. Which would be great, wouldn't it, if someone would? Take
On a related but slightly different track, we are extremely concerned by the actual way in which ENC have dealt with it. Forget the detail of what they've done.
Yes.
We are also extremely concerned about the way in which that's been dealt with. It would be useful if, on the meeting on the 14th, that could also be explored. Whereas I, for one, think that we should be seriously thinking about making a formal complaint to ENC that can be followed up by a complaint to the local government ombudsman.
well,
Because it seems to me that the way this is being done is absolutely scandalous.
well, I think effectively my letter to the chairman of the ENC was a formal complaint. And I think they will be treating. I think they will be treating it as that. Yeah.
But we'll have that meeting, and then depending on what's happened in that meeting, we might need to go.
No, I mean that's the first item on the agenda for me on that meeting. It's not we won't have time to get into all the detail of who said this and why that isn't suitable. I think the main issue is about how Oundle is consulted in the process.
But it's been totally undemocratic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
I take David's point, but I think we just got to be a wee bit careful here that we don't get into an arm wrestle with the ENC about what they've done, what they should have done, what they said they do, what they didn't say they do. The name of the game is for us to get our neighbourhood plan. All the other stuff we might be not about is, I think, not immaterial, but it's not the first thing. And can I just ask on my feet, how confident are we that the SEAs, given that they're on, they're off, somebody's going to do something, somebody not going to do something, how confident are we that they are not required?
Well, on the local plan, not on our plan, they're still required.
They're still required now.
Because we've got more than 3 sites.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just say one thing? And I've sort of totally forgotten what I was going to say now. So can I come back to that? 'Cause
Well, you have to be quick because I'm going to cut you off now to go onto the bridge.
Totally off. I'm going. Hang on.
You want to throw you off the bridge now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just.
I think. One thing. Again, a slightly different subject, but one thing I would say is that I do think we need to guard against having a go at any individuals. It's not Richard Palmer who's doing this. It is ENC. He's not the head of planning. He's just a planning officer who's doing what he's told at the end of the day. So it's ENC we've got a beef with, not the individual.
Just very quickly on that point, as an adjunct to it, is looking at their past history, looking at their record so far, are we, and I'm not being pessimistic, but are we just butting against the brick wall here? I mean, are they just going to railroad everything through anyway? Because they sometimes never listen to us anyway.
I don't think we've got any choice but to.
Oh, no, we have to keep the fight.
I hope that's not what
absolutely.
we're doing, but who knows? Yeah, I hope that's not.
I mean, are they that powerful that they can just do whatever they like?
They're the planning authority.
One more comment, and then obviously I'll pass on. I would actually say that the most powerful people when we're dealing with this is actual Arundel Town Council. And the reason for that is that we, in the next 2 to 2.5 years, are the only constant. E&C will be gone then. So Arundel Council have got to make sure that we speak with a very strong, very united voice, because we will be there in 2.5 years when E&C are not there. And it's up to us to make sure that Arundel's looked after that particular situation is finished.
I agree entirely. I was just like, it's just suddenly thinking, you know, this is...
Right. If everyone's had enough
So
on
just
that.
Yeah, can I just make one other observation then? That we have been given advance notice that at least one of the developers is likely to put in a planning application before Christmas. So before this process is continued. So we must always keep in mind, you know, that we have that threat. And again, if we've got a robust neighbourhood plan, even if it's still not through the system, you know, we can at least present that paper, and that's what we were working to. So those were the wishes of Arundel.
Have you finished with neighbourhood?
Do you want to get
Well,
approval
it's
of
just
the
formally, because obviously it's still a town meeting,
Yeah,
you've still
sure.
got to put an agenda out,
So-
which you've got to sign.
So you've seen the draft agenda for the town meeting. It is, I'm happy to propose that. So if anyone's got anyone to say about the proposed agenda, which is very simple, just a welcome, update on our neighbourhood plan, update on North Bridge, questions from the floor, closing remarks.
Yeah.
So it's-
Okay,
I don't think it needs
can
anything
go-
else. So
I'll print another one out, 'cause obviously that's got draft on it,
yeah.
for you, because you need to sign.
Okay.
this
Do we need a
one.
vote on that, or?
Can I, are you not going to sort of thank all the, because I asked if you could actually thank all the businesses and shops, etc.
It'll be in the
I can
closing
I
remarks.
can do that in the closing or the opening remarks.
It's just, you know, if we remember that. So I think those people ought to be thanked for that.
Okay. Okay. Do we need to vote on that one?
Not really, no,
No,
I just
so-
wanted, just in case you wanted to put anything else on it, or
We're happy with that.
I'll
Okay.
make sure that goes out, so.
Okay, very good then. If we can now then move on to the bridge, use the rest of our hour on that, or most of the rest of the last half hour.
Okay, well, again, our North Bridge, again, Tony's done a terrific thing.
Yeah.
I think we've all seen that. And I think that really is the presentation pack that we put in to the meeting, with obviously certain provisos, because we've now had other meetings with NCC, and I think you've all had notes that Ian took for the meeting from 4 o'clock onwards. And you should have had the minutes from the meeting that Ian, Tony and I were.
We did.
Yeah, and also hard copy of that, yeah.
Tony and I have had, sorry, from 3:30. So you've got a clear indication of where NCC are coming from,
Yeah.
and you've got a clear indication of where we're coming from, and we're still not meeting in the middle.
Well, we're not trying to meet in the middle, are we? We're trying to get them to move to us. So it's not a case of meeting in the middle. No,
It's for us to try and get to them.
yeah. Now, the question I have in my mind, because having read through the minutes of those meetings, and I would just start by saying I'm really extremely grateful, and I think Tony and Peter have worked extremely hard on this, and I think they do deserve our thanks. However, we've said some time ago that there may come a point where we just have to accept that the NCC, who are the Highways Authority, ultimately will have the final say. The minutes of the meeting I read for the pre-meeting, to me, read that they were trying to say that they have had their final say and they're no longer taking it any further forward. Now, I do think we need to decide as a council whether we say, right, we've done our best, we've tried hard, and we've tried to get the 7.5 tonnes, which we thought was the right thing to do, but at the end of the day, our views have not been upheld, and we now need to, by all means, let people know that was what we wanted to do, and that we've not been able to get acceptance from NCC to do that, but that maybe now is the time to say, okay, we accept that you've said it's 3 tonnes, and let's now talk about mitigation, talk about how we control things afterwards. I'm not saying that's necessarily my view, I'm just saying I think we ought to make that decision as a council.
Just that there's one more meeting yet to be had.
Right.
And this is the first meeting with Ian Morris,
Okay.
the county councillor responsible for highways.
Okay.
Make the point it's the first meeting.
And when is that meeting taking place?
21st.
21st.
That's difficult, isn't
I
it?
think it's the 20th.
20th, sorry.
It's the
20th.
Well, so many dates going round in my head at the moment, I'm not sure. It's the 20th.
So before we make an announcement, I know that's our sort of feeling the way we go.
Yeah.
But what I don't want you to do is cancel that meeting because...
Yeah, okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
so I'd like just to keep it open. You know, we've got that meeting with him.
Okay.
It's the first time he's agreed to meet us on this
Okay.
discussion. You know, it's over 6 months since they announced it. You know, but last we've got a meeting, so for him to explain why, you know, the timeline I think is the document.
Yeah.
You know, why can they stand up and do that to the bridge? You know, what they've done to the bridge.
Yeah.
And, you know, just sit back there.
But the bottom line is, if we come out of that meeting and they're still saying it's going to be a 3-ton restriction, I think we've just got to accept that we've done what we can do, and you know.
The only thing we're looking for now, obviously, is Tony's applied for freedom of information, which we're hoping that before the 20th we get, and that we can run some figures on that, just to see. I mean, Tony and I both agree we're probably in exactly the same situation you are, but just to see, to satisfy the fact that we can then go to Alnwick people and say, look, we've run the figures, we've tried to do this, we can't do it, this is what you've got to accept.
Okay.
So I was going to say, it's a two-track approach, isn't it, maybe on the 21st, to say, here's what we've done, here's what we've suggested. We've done everything, we've gone right up to the 20th. If the final decision is the 3-ton limit, how do we mitigate that? So it's not necessarily sort of rabble-rousing for one thing, but we can still make that point.
Okay.
Just one other thing.
Go on.
Which, quite frankly, I don't think Oundle people have actually realised this yet. And again, going back to the neighbourhood plan, how we've got to try and get this out to people in Oundle, is that once those restrictions come on to the bridge, we actually have no road plan in Oundle.
Yeah.
And we won't have for at least a month to 6 weeks after the bridge is closed. And people have got to understand that there's going to be a gridlock. Well, it's a matter of trying to tell people about it.
I think the
I'm
point...
not sure it's a gridlock, I think that's
No.
a very emotive statement.
Yeah, I think the point that they made, and you may not agree with it, but the point they made is that it's very difficult to know what mitigation measures are required until the changes have been put in place, because you don't know what traffic's going to do. Now, you know, perhaps traffic will adapt, and over a period of time, people will get used to going different ways. It may well be fun and games on the first morning, but in a fortnight's time, it may look very different.
People are already starting to talk about how to avoid it.
Yeah, I've already had people coming in saying that they've been to the library, they've printed it off and asking questions.
Good.
So they are aware.
That's good.
Can I just say, I see it as an opportunity because it's many, many years that we've been trying to get less heavy traffic through this town,
Yeah.
not just now because of the bridge, and I think it will force people into seeking alternative routes.
And I think...
I can really see it helping.
Absolutely, and
Anyway.
I think the traffic lights at Barnwell are an excellent idea as well,
Yeah.
because again, I think there's a good chance that will push heavy stuff
There's a lot
onto
of
the
positive comments
A14.
on the Facebook stuff about people saying, that's great, that's
Yeah.
going to be good for the future,
Yeah.
glad they're staying. There's also a lot of people saying that what they don't want is this to drag on and drag on and drag on, the bridge to fall into more and more disrepair, that they wanted to get it sorted and just bite the bullet maybe. And that's about
Which you might do, of course, because there's no funding to repair the joints as it's established. I mean, it sort of fits into that. I feel I need to explain myself a bit on that email I sent around about the idea of putting an opportunity for people who aren't in the town to have written objections, because we've got from the town meeting 5 days. haven't we? If there was an opportunity, and my only suggestion was that if there was some form of electronic letter, because lots of people don't like writing letters, don't feel they're educated enough to write letters of complaint or objection, it might be a way of the town flooding Because some people will come to the town meeting and say, thank you very much, you've done everything you can, this is very, very good, but what I still object to it,
Yeah.
because the town meetings are always like that.
I don't have a problem with that, and again, I'll explain myself as well. I wasn't trying to say that I didn't want to do that, it's a bad idea. All I was trying to say was that if we're going to do that, it's got to be something
Absolutely.
we've agreed on as a
I agree
council.
entirely. It was just raising the point that if there are lots of objections at the town meeting, but they don't feel comfortable writing letters, then perhaps it's a way of, because it happens on Facebook all the time.
But the Northbridge Facebook site is a site that is run by our town council, so anything we put on there, I think, really has to be agreed in council.
But I mean, maybe it's a decision that we can do at the town meeting or after the town meeting, or suggest it to people, or do anything. It was just a way of, because there are lots of people who have come to me and said things about, well, what's going to happen with the right to complain? Oh, I don't like writing letters. But you want to complain to me, but you don't want to complain to the people that can really give it. So we have to sort of try and meet that in the middle somehow.
Well, you get quite a lot of complaint letters from people. There are quite a lot of people in Anglesey who do like
That's right. They're beyond the boundaries.
More of them do.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
But if there were people,
Would it be as stupid as to have a pile on the 21st, a pile of 50 very angry letters, a pile of 50 miles I'm delighted it's going to happen letters, just addressed so people can write dear NCC and sign it, so if they decide.
We do know from Tom Persclough that petitions have a value to him in terms of the lobbying thing. So if this letter was essentially in the form of a petition,
absolutely. Well,
so
because we've already done it,
I don't
haven't
think
we?
we
We had the petition on the
to
market.
do petitions, but maybe on the day of the town meeting, if it's that simple, then those people that have problem writing can just sign a petition.
You can do an electronic one very easily.
Yeah.
And it could be, even if it only had 4,000 names on it, that's 2/3.
Well, Tom said there was a value of petitions because he can actually use them.
Yeah, so maybe
we
that's a
did
more
one, didn't
sensible
we?
way.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he
We've already
submitted
sent
that.
the petition.
Yeah, so now we've moved on.
Do another
So,
one.
we might be, the wording will definitely be
Do
different.
another one.
Yeah, it'll be, maybe
Because it just helps us as a council, it seems to me, to help our cause. For the townsfolk to understand that we are on the case and we are trying as hard as we can to make it, to mitigate.
Well, we can have that out on the night, can't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's what we do, for this group of people. We've just got something there they can sign.
Can we invite Tom Persclough to our meetings? Our meeting on 21st.
You can try, but midweek's difficult.
He tends to only have a Friday where he has
the
meetings.
about his work life is based in London.
Yeah, all right.
Just to go back on one of the,
Sorry, could we ask a representative from his office to at least attend?
well, we can inform his office.
Yeah,
can't we?
exactly.
Yeah.
And if they say they can't, let us know feeling that's...
Yeah, I can.
Just to go back on the point about the traffic management in the town, and sort of accept that there might be a period of time where we want to look and see what happens. One of the other things they did say in that meeting is they didn't have funding to put in anything. And again, if we're to do a letter of protest or disagreement, we don't have a problem with them waiting and looking and see. But if they wait and look and see and then say we haven't got any money in this year's budget, then that is wrong. It's wrong on the basis that they've known about this issue since, at least they told us at the beginning of the year, that they've known about it for a lot longer. So there's no reason why they shouldn't have money in their budget for the town. And likewise, if they've got money in their budget to do with traffic lights at Barnwell, then they must have money in the budget to do whatever's needed in the town.
Because that's not going to be cheap, is it?
No, it's not.
A number of people made that point on Facebook.
It's not going to be cheap, and also it's going to be quite disruptive on parking, the way that they're looking at it. But we can't accept the lack of funding. You can hold up once we've done the survey, and they should have reserved funding to take the action.
Okay. So again, I mean, in terms of responses to the consultations, so they've got consultation out. So we need to think about how we're going to go respond to that. And in terms of preparing for the 21st, again, we need to done a bit of work, haven't we? So I guess is it the same people again who are going to be doing the preparation for the 21st?
It's important that we get this freedom of information and actually study it before we actually then sort of say, look, this is right or this is wrong.
I think we've got until the
That's really
26th anyway, haven't we? Is it
26th to respond, I
November? To respond.
We'll see what we get out of them.
Yeah.
The difficulty as a sort of individual in this lot is to understand what this word corresponded, what was it, the consultation, to understand what that word means.
Yeah.
I've got a thing on Google that says what consultation there means, but it doesn't seem to align with what these people mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're fairly clear in these minutes, aren't they, saying that it means consultation about concerns with access.
It doesn't mean consultation, though, does it?
Not really, no.
It means
We're telling you.
They're just checking that.
they will not do anything about their plan. We want to change their plan in any way. Yeah,
But then the problem with it, as with ENC, is that that's their right, isn't it?
oh yeah, sure. They're right to close the door. Yeah, they have that right.
Yeah.
They're right dogs.
Unfortunately.
Only for another 2.5 years.
They'll have that long, so they might not have that long with it.
I feel the same way, don't
So, okay,
No, there's nothing to approve.
okay. So I'm just checking. So we have got another full council meeting on the 20th. So it's like literally the day before, haven't we? But I mean, we can't wait until then to start doing any preparation for this. So I'm assuming people are happy for myself,
Yeah, so
Bridge Working Party, which is the same, seems to be the same 3 people again, to try and do some preparation for that. And obviously again, we'll try and keep you informed with what we're planning. Okay, happy with that? Anyone want anything else to add on the bridge before we do the last few agenda items? No. Okay. Okay then, so to approve expenditure for signage, safety barriers and marshals for the Christmas market event. So I think we've heard about this before.
Yeah, we've I've put a map out for everybody to have a look at. As you know, we've gone for a one-way system and closing more roads. The market's going to be bigger. We've contacted a company called Chevron that do signage, and they do all the signage all over the country for major roads. You will see from your map all the little, yeah, you probably can't read what it says, but all these little yellow signs are signs that they will need to put up. Things like no parking, one way, that sort of thing. They can also let us have marshals, and because it's over a 10-hour period, they will have a shift change. They will put out all the signs, they will collect all the signs, and they also will be using their vehicles as barriers as well as other barriers. So quite comprehensive.
What's the orange box mean?
Sorry?
What are the orange boxes?
Orange boxes are where people are going to be standing. You see that says gateman?
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 orange boxes with nobody standing by them.
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure about that.
Okay.
It may just be another form of sign.
All right.
I'll have to draw a little man for you.
They're very well put.
It will mean that we've cut them down because it is going to be quite expensive, as you can imagine. Total cost is 5,440. We will make that. We've near enough got that anyway, and as we don't have this event as a profit-making event, but I think because of the size of it, because of the road systems that we're going to put in place, we think we need the people.
Absolutely.
So. And our other guy, we had the guy that we normally have. He's just not come back with any quotes in time. So.
Can we leave the one-way system signs up?
Yeah. Well, and keep them in.
People will
I've
sign
had permanently.
just change the
Just keep the size up.
I mean, yeah, this is the first time we've done it. I know they've done it for the food festival, but hopefully it will
Doing it properly.
make it a little bit better than last year.
How much bigger is it this year than last year?
We're going to spread further down West Street.
But you've got more stores?
Yeah, we've probably got about another 20 odd stores.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
It's definitely expanding for the town.
yeah.
What weather have you booked?
Sorry?
What weather have you booked?
At the minute, I don't know, it's called fingers crossed at the moment, and then finally it's panic if it turns.
Yeah, more sensibly, but what have we decided to do on car parking?
Car parking is a bit of a tricky situation because at the moment we've got permission to use Fletton Field, we've got permission to use possibly the football field, but I'm not sure that that's obviously weather dependent. If we have 2 weeks of rain,
We were going to ask Chanda, weren't we? Did we say we'd ask them?
I'm not sure whether Lisa has. She had a
Okay.
meeting with them on Friday before she went on holiday. I'm not sure, but that would be ideal if we could use them.
We can't leave it for people to try and work out in the day, can we?
No, we've got we're talking to Prince William School. I think there's something on at Maxton School. I think they've got an event.
Baxton Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got buses.
So we have used that in the past, but we can't use that.
We can use my site.
Wait,
I've got space for about 60, maybe 70 cars.
what at your place?
Yeah.
Oh,
You could ask QPrep as well, and there's not huge space, but they've got a bit of space. in
Well,
front.
yeah,
I've got
that's
all the
great.
back, you see, I've got the whole of the back and obviously the road in front.
Sounds very good. So we need some signposting.
right, okay, that's brilliant. Well, I
Special
can,
offer on
yeah.
carpets.
Exactly. I'm going to open up. While you're here, buy your carpet.
Christmas offcuts.
The other place that's got a lot of car parking is the auction house, isn't it?
Yeah, the trouble is Paul tends to lock it up. But I can ask him.
It would be good to ask him,
Oh,
because
that's cool.
I think that it's all hard standing, So
Yeah, because that's what that's what we're lacking.
Yeah, and once you've got the arrows pointing people down that direction, albeit it's not the one-way system, but
I'll have to ask him because obviously he does have skips and everything outside.
I do.
So, and there's a school there as well, so we don't have people sort of breaking in. I'll ask him.
Yeah, I think because what was the other place that we normally use that we're not allowed to use this year?
Laxton School.
We can't use Laxton School because they've got something on.
Yeah, I thought there was another field that we had to
I think, well, we were thinking of using the football field,
the
but they are playing football up until about lunchtime. And again, it is field.
It's boggy.
Yeah, so
there's a little tiny hard stand in there.
yeah, if it's wet, then
No, you definitely, with all the feeling is you don't want people to try and street park with the one-way
I
system.
mean, we've got our car park, which would predominantly be reasonably empty for anybody.
Doctors, they surgery open on
They
Saturday?
will be shut by, I think they open in the morning for an emergency, but I think they're shut. So that we've got this area.
Yeah, because out of politeness, I never go on their car park, but if they just tell us that it's open to be used,
Yeah,
we can get in there.
we can drop them a line as well and just
Yeah.
sort of let them know.
We can also encourage
So if anybody can think of anywhere else,
Go on. Is it? I was going to ask
Perhaps
about
we
the
approach
boxes, but
the
yeah.
Oundle School about the Gadsden car park, because there's a lot of space in there.
we
Of course they won't be-
haven't,
They won't have any children there at that point.
but I
on
think,
Saturday.
because it's busy, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have
it would be in full use.
normal operation.
You
Normal
still in
school.
terms of-
Oh yeah, sorry,
I know I'm
yeah,
working.
sorry, forget that.
Everyone else is delighted to hear Wednesdays.
We're running up close to
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
o'clock, so the agenda item, we've digressed a little bit, so that's fine. The agenda item was to approve the expenditure, so was someone going to propose this thing? I think Ian was quick enough.
Second.
Councillor Robinson seconded. All those in favour?
Thank you.
Everyone, yeah, okay. And then the last item is to confirm volunteers to help with installing Christmas tree in the marketplace. So,
I think this was just you wanted to get a few more
Yeah, I
volunteers
just
for
wanted a
that
couple
Tuesday.
of extra volunteers because at the moment it's just me and Sue Oaks.
when is it?
It's on the same night as is it your
Finance.
It's next Tuesday.
Sorry?
We've got me there.
That's great. Yeah, if I can have you as well.
I think I said,
If I have 3 or 4 or 5, that'd be great. I mean, obviously, it's happening between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah, we're not lifting the tree, are we?
No. It's just a
We're not
matter of
lifting the tree, I'm
It's just a matter of
volunteering.
having yellow with his coats on and saying, look, I'm sorry, can you not park here at the moment because we've got a bloody great big tree coming in? You know, and that's it. So it's from about 5:45 to 6:30.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll be around as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
And this is next Tuesday.
It's on the 13th.
It's the 13th.
Right, I've got some high-vis jackets. I think I gave some out, I think, last week. Did I give somebody a
I've got
high-vis
one.
jacket?
I've got
Yeah.
one.
You gave me a visit.
I think I gave you one. I've got a couple more. I have to wait for Roy to finish with work.
Well, I'll hang on to that because I'll help with this as well.
All right, okay, then, yeah.
I'll give it back after the
I'll
miss.
stand down there, because you have enough elsewhere.
No, there's
You've got enough jackets. If you have enough jackets, you can't do the job. Health and safety.
Keep your jackets.
Okay, is that?
Steel cap boots as well.
Health and safety.
It's literally 20 minutes.
No, just wait till people not to
No, because where it
Any other matters for report only? Anyone got, oh, a couple of people want to jump in? Terry.
Sunday, I've got my name down for
Yes,
Sunday, but I've not heard anything.
yes, for the Remembrance Day, yes,
Yeah.
we were going to, I can let you have a high-vis jacket for that.
No, I don't need a jacket, I just need
Um,
time and place.
It's from, I'm just trying, what time does the actual parade start? Is that, the road closures from 1 o'clock?
Yes,
I
4
think,
o'clock.
I think
So-
the parade actually moves off at 2:15.
Right,
I think they're gathering at about 1:45.
Yeah.
They're forming up.
okay. So we've got the road closed from 1, and that's at the top of, at Blackpot Lane, at the top of New Street,
That's where you were
West
last year.
Street.
Yeah, yeah.
and at the zebra crossing, the other side of the War Memorial.
So do you
we
want us
just
the
need
same
people
time,
on
1
there.
o'clock? To close the road?
1 o'clock until
Yeah, because it will
about
be closed by
4:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
It gets dark just after 4. We need to get the parade through before it gets dark, otherwise no one can see the salute being taken. So it's all got to happen within that time constraint.
Okay, so I'll do Milton Road again. I'm quite happy with Milton Road.
I'll send an email out to
I'll have
everybody.
my eye this
So
time.
we've got Peter. Did you offer to help, Malcolm?
I will do.
Oh, thank you. Okay, right. So that should be
I'm
it.
not
then.
available this Sunday. so-
Okay,
I'm not sure I am.
right.
But if I can, probably...
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll copy you.
Did
Yeah.
anyone else have anything? Was that Peter?
No, that was
that
I
same
was
thing?
going to answer this
Same
same thing.
Same thing. Anyone else got anything? Right, okay, meeting closed then. It's just 2 minutes to go.